Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with hit the thumbs up button for me, and drop your comments. Love reading the comments. All right, well, the Knicks just beat the Dallas Mavericks, and I am going to take full credit for this 3-game winning streak. That's right, and I'm also going to take responsibility for the losing streak, because I should have gone to see the Knicks play the Lakers when they came to town earlier this year. Couldn't make it, but I was there on Sunday to see that tremendous win against the Clippers. That was such a fun game to watch. And then look what happened. Great comeback the other night. And then tonight, wire-to-wire win. Fantastic. The Knicks were actually, they scored in the last two quarters, so the last half of the game against the Kings and the first half against the Mavericks, they scored a combined 144 points. So for 4 quarters, they scored 144 points. Tremendous. I mean, the Knicks are on fire right now, and they've won 3 straight, and to pull within 3.5 games of the play-in. Oops. Yeah, here we go. 107-77. They held the Mavericks to just 77 points. In fact, that is the lowest point total that the Mavericks have scored all season, and that's the lowest that the Knicks have held an opponent this season. And it is the last time that the Knicks held an opponent under 90 points was the Dallas Mavericks, when they held them to 85 points. So the Knicks have the Dallas Mavericks number. They match up well with them. They don't have enough, basically they don't have enough bigs in the middle to intimidate the Knicks. We just own that paint, and tonight it showed. In fact, let's just get to the highlights here so you guys can see this while we talk about this game. It started off, the Knicks were just on fire. They were up 63-37, I believe, by the first half. It was wonderful. Maybe it was even 35. I can't remember exactly, but it was like a tremendous lead, 27-point lead, I think it was. And Mitch got off to a tremendous start. He ended up with a double-double today. But I'll tell you, the star of the game was Julius Randle. And it didn't start out that way. He started out 1 for 7. He finished with 26 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 8 of 19. So that means he went 7 of 12. That's how he finished the game. And he had some very key buckets. He was responsible for making sure that the Knicks did not give up the lead in that third quarter and in the fourth quarter, especially late in the third quarter with 2:54 left in the third quarter. Dallas had cut the lead down. They'd whittled it down. Whittled away. They whittled it down to 14. And the score was 74-60. And then Julius, nice layup. Actually, it was a nice assist off. It wasn't that big. I mean, basically, IQ got the assist. Julius drove, little bully ball, nice layup. And then Dinwiddie hit a 3. But then Julius came down and nice reverse dunk. I mean, not a dunk. It was just a reverse layup. So we were like hanging around in there. The Knicks got a nice stop on the Mavericks. And then came, I think, the play of the game, which was Immanuel Quickley drove to the right and somehow miraculously got the shot up and scored something that he wasn't able to do last season. I mean, he drove, laid it up high off the glass, and he got fouled, hit the and one, and by then the score was 81-63. They got the lead back up to 18 points, and then then it kind of got a little shaky a little bit in that early fourth quarter, and Julius had to come back in with 9 something left. Let's see here, I have it here. He came back in. You can see these highlights here right now, man. The Knicks played, and you know what? The Knicks shot terribly from the three-point line. Terribly. And so did Dallas. Let's see here. Yeah, it was about, I think when Julius came back into the game, when was that? 9:08 left. And the lead had been cut to 17. So, it was like 18. They got it back up to like 20, 21, 22. And then it got back down to 17. He came back into the game at 9:08 along with Taj and with Alec Burks. And then he made a nice 2-point shot. And he made a nice 5-footer. He got the lead back up to 88-67. And then he hit 2 free throws. He got fouled on a drive by Dorian Finney-Smith. And pretty much the game was over at that point by the 7:30 mark. The Knicks were up 90-67. This is This is what I've been talking about in terms of frustration with this team. This is closer to what the team should be. The team that we've been watching all this year, all this season, that's not the Knicks. That's not what this roster, the talent level on this roster was supposed to bottom out like that. It wasn't. It wasn't supposed to bottom out like that. It's supposed to be playing like tremendous defense like the way they did tonight. Tonight was fantastic. This is the best defensive effort I've seen all season. Well, obviously, that is the lowest point total that they've held an opponent to. And the Mavericks were again on a 5-game winning streak. Last time we played the Mavs, they were on a 5 or 4. They'd won 5 out of 6. And during that, they won 10 of 11. The only loss that they had was to the Knicks. So this team has been cooking, and the Knicks totally exploited the fact that they don't have a rim protector. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Exploit the other team's weak. That's the bucket right there. There it is. This is the one. Look at this. Look at this. That's the one I'm talking about. That was the play of the game right there. Immanuel Quickley didn't have that last year, but he's got it this year, and he's moving the ball. His energy that he provides on the court and his defense that he provides, it's reaching levels where it's hard to ignore. And we got to start thinking about just starting this guy. Today we got off to a good start, but usually we do struggle. And Deuce McBride, another good game defensively. The Sheriff Deuce McBride was locking up Brunson, and that's not easy to do. Brunson's strong. He can handle Deuce's physicality, and he did score a couple buckets, but Deuce in the end got the better of him. But Julius, man, he came around. He did not look good right away. I think maybe he's back in his hometown. Maybe was a little sluggish, but he shook it off, and he really delivered when the Knicks really needed it. That was the other point. There you go. That's the bucket I was talking about. And then I think he hit another 2 free throws after that, and it pushed it up to 90-67, and that was pretty much the game. We even got the Thibs even sat down in the fourth quarter on the bench during the game. I don't even remember the last time that happened. He sat down, he put in the second, he emptied the bench. He emptied the bench. Ryan Arkidomo, I think is how you say his name. He got in the game. So what's going to happen now? Knicks are going to go to Memphis. If I was thinking to myself, you know what? I'm not going to get excited at all about a play-in if the Knicks can't win at least one of the next 2 games. This is what I was thinking before this game tonight. They either had to beat the Mavericks or beat the Grizzlies. Well, they took care of business tonight. So now the Knicks are just 3.5 games from the play-in, from 10th place in the play-in, which is the Hawks, I believe. In fact, let's go look at it right here. Here you go. Yeah, it's the Atlanta Hawks who lost tonight, so they're 31-34. They are 12 games back from first, but they're in the 10th spot of the play-in. And the Knicks are just there it is, 3.5 games back with 16 games left. I think actually Ian Begley tweeted this out. Knicks 30-point win versus Dallas pulls them within 3.5 games of 10th seed in the Eastern Conference with 16 games to play. New York Knicks has won 3 straight, tying club's longest streak of the season. Julius Randle had 26 points, 1 of 6 Knicks to reach double figures versus Dallas tonight. So it was a sweet win. There it is. Look at that photo. That photo just shows you how difficult that shot really was. Fantastic. This is if this guy can keep doing this, this is what we need from him. The 3-point shot wasn't there. 3-point shot wasn't there for anybody tonight. 3-point shot. The Knicks shot. In fact, let's just keep going to the side. There you can see the game flow. You can see how it got a little bit tight right there towards the close of the third quarter. Well, that's where I was talking about the 250 something mark. And so here, 26 for Randle. RJ just missed a 20-point game. He had 18. There was a 3-point shot wide open at the top of the arc. He was wide open, and it almost went in. If he had hit that, Man, that would have been sweet. He needed to get that. So he missed all 3 of his attempts, but he shot 7 of 16 overall, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He had a beautiful dime to Burks. When he got into the lane, drove into the lane, and he could see that he wasn't going to be able to get much happening. One-handed, boom, dart over to Burks, and Burks hit the 3. That was sweet. Taj Gibson, big minutes tonight. 19 big minutes. Because, Mitch, he missed the game against the Kings because of some... actually, he played like 2 minutes. He had to leave. Had an illness, so I'm assuming it was some kind of a stomach bug of some kind. Maybe food poisoning or whatever. So they had to, they couldn't put him out there for too long a stretch, but he still had a double-double. 11 points, 11 rebounds. All 4 of his field goals. He even hit some free throws. Mitch hit some free throws. I think he hit 3 free throws today. Let's see. I can't remember. Yeah, actually he did. Got it right here. Oh no, it's not on that one. He hit 3 or 4 free throws. So when Mitch is hitting free throws, you know things are going well for the Knicks, man. They're going well for the Knicks. Well, let's see here. Let's go to there you go. You can see 6 guys in double figures. Fournier, I don't think Fournier played at all. Once he was taken out of the game in the 3rd quarter, he never returned back in. And he was having a shaky 3rd quarter. So Thibs actually adjusted. Now, Burks, you can see 15 points, 11 rebounds, 3 of 10 from the 3-point line. But overall, he shot 4 of 13. Again, he struggles. But with that, look, 1 of 3 from the within the arc. That's just not going to cut it. But overall, he played a nice game. There were some moments where he could have played a little bit better defense, but it's kind of hard to complain on a day where you held a team to 77 points. And here's something interesting to look at here. So the Knicks held the Mavericks to 13.6 3-point percentage. The last time, something else here. The Knicks only shot 26.5% from the 3-point line. The last time that the Knicks shot that low and won was against Indiana 2 months ago when they shot 21.4%. So it's hard to win when you shoot under 30% from the 3-point line, especially that low. But when the other team is shooting 6 for 44, you're going to win. And I believe that's probably the lowest 3-point percentage for the Dallas Mavericks all season. I'm pretty sure about that. Also, the Knicks held the Mavs to just 10 assists, which is the lowest all season for both teams. It's the lowest that the Knicks have held an opponent to, and it's the lowest amount of assists that the Mavericks have had all season. So this was a spectacular win. And here's something also to remember. Here we go. We go back here to the standings. So when you look at this standings here, what's interesting is only 2 teams have a longer win streak in the Eastern Conference than the Knicks right now. The Bucks with 6 straight and the Celtics with 4 straight. So everybody else is struggling, which is why the Knicks actually do have a chance to get up and sneak into the play-in. Now, again, for everyone who's in Team Tank, you're like, oh, this is going to kill the lottery. Well, if we get into the play-in and then win and get into the playoffs, then we are totally out of the lottery. However, if we get into the play-in and, doesn't work out, then we're still in the lottery. I believe that's true. Yeah, really that's true. And the beautiful thing is, it's important for our young guys, because right now, Quickley's getting burned. Look, we can see it right here. See the minutes load here. Look at the minutes. McBride, 22 minutes. Quickley, 31 minutes. One thing is Sims kind of got lost in this game. I'm not sure why Thibs just... I think he made one little mistake here, and then Thibs just sat him, and then he just kind of forgot about him. But either way, he did get a lot of minutes the previous couple of games, so he'll get his time. But when you look at this, and the other thing is, Cam's hurt, not available. Grimes hurt, not available. Probably going to be evaluated in another 10 days is what we heard. We didn't hear anything specifically about Cam. And then Obi, actually no new news about Obi. But so 3 of our young guys are not available right now. But if they return soon and the Knicks continue in this with these winning ways, and they get into the play-in, this is a tremendous experience for them. And it's also going to increase, like I said earlier, their value. their value, because that is the key. We need to up everyone's value on this squad, and the only way you do it is by playing well. And if you play well, you're going to get W's. So that's the facts of life. And let me tell you, after all this losing, it's nice to have a 3-game winning streak to talk about, because it's been hard. It's hard over here on this side when you're constantly talking about, and you see the mistakes. The other thing is, like, Thibs finally, I mean, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence that the Knicks started winning when Thibs started extending the minutes for the younger players, the 23 and unders. Now, he's kind of stuck because now it looks like he should have done it earlier in the season. Well, at least he's finally doing it. I don't know how this is going to affect him in the offseason, whether he's still going to be able to keep his job or not. But it's something to bear in mind that if he hadn't been so stubborn earlier on, and he's still starting Burks, by the way, which is ridiculous. But we are short men right now. We're short players right now. So at this particular moment, it's not the most insane idea. However, especially when you start Fournier with him, because Fournier is just a traffic cone. That's basically it. He's just a traffic cone on defense, and when he's not hitting his buckets, it's really rough. But he was part of the surge in that first half when they exploded for those 63 points. So that's one thing. But he just totally disappeared in the second half. Actually, I have the halves. Here we go. This is the first half. You can see Fournier was 3 of 6, 1 of 3. He gets 7 points. He was a plus 16. In that first half, look at Mitch hit all 4. But you can see Randle was 1 of 7 in the first half. RJ got off to a nice start, 6 of 10, 2 of 3. RJ's free throw shooting lately has been awesome, outstanding. He did miss 2 of 3 there, but in the second half, he hit both of his free throws. So he went 4 of 5. Let's see here. What the other thing? Burks 3 of 7, 2 of 6 in the first half, 9 points, a plus 22. Barrett gave 14 points. Mitch, 10 points in that first half. Outstanding in just 12 minutes. And look at Taj, 7 points there. Quick, 3 points. He hit all 3 of his. He was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He didn't hit any buckets in the first half. But in the second half, things did turn around a little bit for him. He was 2 of 5 overall. That beautiful and 1, and he hit both of his free throws. But Julius Randle, 19 points in that second half. Outstanding. He's the reason we won for sure tonight, because he kept the team from slipping away, because you could have seen it. We've had 20-point leads and just coughed them up. He was determined to not let that happen tonight, and that is what a star is supposed to do. So a star is supposed to get you that bucket when you desperately need it, when you're bleeding. He's supposed to cauterize the wound, and that's what he did tonight. But that play, Immanuel Quickley, if you watch the way the game played, you know that was the final momentum shifter. All right, well, here we go, man. The Knicks are back in this thing in terms of the play-in. I'm sure a lot of you probably are thinking it's not worth it to go for the play-in. It's not worth it, again, like I said, if the people who are getting the majority of the minutes to do that are the vets, then no. But there aren't that many vets left on this team. Kemba's gone. Rose is still sidelined. So it's really the young guys. It's really the young guys who are going to have to do this. So if we do it with the young guys, I'm all for it. Absolutely. Alrighty. Thank you so much for watching this. Once again, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the thumbs ups and drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your feelings about everything that's going on with these Knicks, man. These surprising Knicks. Let's see what's going to happen these last 16 games of the season. Should be interesting. If we win on Friday, there'll be a lot to talk about. Okay, thank you so much for watching this. Once again, I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.